Alright, so we have Marcel coming back, running back his brew. This is, I don't know, well actually I don't know if this is a brew, but I've never seen the World Martial Art Tournaments cards being played in the Broly deck. He's playing the Master Roshi and he's playing the Master Shen, I believe both their names are. And honestly, I personally have never seen it in a Broly deck. He uses them as replacements for Bardock, because Bardock before would just like draw you cards from your life. But now Marcel's using them more to utilize to put them on board and match them up to the point where they link up. Because once they link up, they draw you, I believe, like 2 cards a turn. So it's a lot of. It's not just like a Whis where you play it once and you draw a card. It's kind of like, oh, when you have them both on board, you tap them both and you draw, and you accumulate so much hand advantage. And if your opponent's not like keeping you in check by killing the battle cards, you're always going to have them on board. And if they are attacking them, then hey, that card just netted you a card plus deterred an attack. So you can see it as almost like a pseudo negate. So it's actually a pretty cool way of thinking about it. So we're going to see if that actually comes into play at all here in this match. But Marcel taking this time to Successor of Hope. He's going to go for the 3-drop Goten, which is actually pretty good because it can double up as a great defender. So the defender will be able to actually give you more combo on the backside, and we'll see exactly how that comes into play, or if he's just going to use it for energy, or if he's going to actually swap into it because it is a Goku's lineage. But we can see Marcel here actually thinking about it. He's actually nice. He's actually the one playing the Cronoa. So within his whole team, if one of his teammates decided to go against the Shigesh deck, they're probably going to be in some tough, in a very tough scenario, because within a team you can only play one unique card per team. So essentially, even if Marcel just wanted to play one Cronoa, his teammates couldn't play any copies of Cronoa. So definitely being able to have access to that Cronoa is going to put him in an advantage, especially in this matchup, because he got lucky enough to get paired against another Shigesh deck. But it's definitely something that can prove very crucial if one of his opponents are playing against the Shigesh deck. So the teammates of the player on the right, if they communicate with their teammate, hey guys, the Cronoa is here, I'm playing against Cronoa, then maybe the other decks that may have Shigesh or may not have Shigesh will have that type of information to be able to keep playing forward correctly. So that's definitely a huge thing. And we'll see if it's actually extremely relevant here or not relevant at all. Because like I said, this player can just be, Marcel can just be matched up against the player with the Shigesh, and it doesn't matter. But he possibly is not, and that's where it's gonna really be the deciding factor here. So pretty interesting. Player to the right is actually playing the Universe 7 representative, which is definitely not, that is not standard. And Marcel charging the second piece of the link, so he has Master Roshi and Shen and his energy, instead of opting to keep it in hand. I think he feels like this matchup is going to go a lot faster than a normal deck, where those two decks maybe might provide more value for him. Maybe he feels like he can be instantly pressured at any time, especially because his opponent has 2 active ways of swapping here. So he feels like his opponent can have a really big height of mastery turn next turn, and he wants to make sure that he's not caught in the middle of that by getting caught up with cute little link plays that might not do anything for him in the long run. Trying to check Master Shen here because I want to know exactly what these guys do. Okay, so they have Barrier, choose a Master Roshi, tap it, draw a card. And then Master Roshi, I believe, reads that when it's tapped... Oh, okay, yeah, so they both tap each other to draw a card. Yeah, so I was right. So once you have both of them on the board, you just pretty much draw 2 cards. Let's see. I wonder if Marcel's gonna try to go for the kill this turn, but he can't. I don't think he can. He has no swap. He has no Goku's lineage here, but he does have Shigesh, and his opponent, I don't know, has not played a Cronoa yet, so he can actually. Let's see. He could Shigesh out a 3, which he's gonna do here. Shigesh. Yep. Bring out the 3. He's going to try to read Cronoa, but I believe Cronoa just only stops your opponent. Your opponent may not play battle cards from their hand with skills of the card super combo for the duration with the skills of cards with super combo. Yeah, so Cronoa is just a one-sided trigger here, which his opponent was just confirming. Okay, cool. Takes the life, goes down to 2. Now Marcel has that path to greatness, which you direly needed, and he can start doing some shenanigans. He's going to use 1 energy for a Whis. That's pretty unique. Maybe he wants to get more cards in hand. The beautiful thing about Whis, right, you're not just spending an energy to draw a card, you're spending an energy to draw a card and have a 5k combo on board. So if Marcel does decide to make the read that well, one, he doesn't have to make the read that his opponent's not playing Shigesh Kid Goku, because the Shigesh is completely shut off by the time control Cronoa. And wow, he passes the turn. So he's going to leave 2 energy open and a bunch of combo power on board. He has 20k combo power on board. He has a path to greatness ready to go all the way up to the height of mastery next turn. And he's sitting on 2 untapped energy. So he's going to be able to sit on Crusher Ball or Cold Bloodlust or any of the like that he may need, on top of being able to have 20k combo power already just in board presence alone. And he has a pressure that is able to win the game with Height of Mastery. So Marcel is able to here pass comfortably, be at 4 life, be awakened. He's been able to net all the cards that he's wanted. He has maybe like 8 cards in hand, I want to say. And his opponent is just sitting here a little bit behind, unfortunately, because now he's got to spend his energy to go into his path to greatness. And it just seems like his opponent is just 1 step behind, unfortunately. Even though he went first. He's up on energy. But with the help with those Whis and the Cronoa, he's been able to really accelerate the amount of cards that he's been able to see. Set up a little bit better, maybe go draw those control cards that he really needs to make sure that he lives and survives, and at the same time build a formidable defense to make sure that he doesn't die. Yeah, Marcel reminding his opponent, hey, that path to greatness, that's a mandatory effect, so you're going to have to draw a card. And yeah, we can see his opponent move Height of Mastery right to the front of his hand. He's going to go and do it. He's going to try to use 4. Marcel's going to say no, he cannot.
Oh yeah, obviously we're doing this for fun, so check it out. It's great, right? This is great, dude. $100. That's what I pay on Amazon. Don't know.
I wonder if his opponent tried to swap here, but didn't have the sparking 7. Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he did. Because you do need sparking 7 for the path to greatness. You need it pays 4 energy, but then you have to, you swap into an 8. Man, that's unfortunate. But Marcel hasn't more. I mean, yeah, that's another way that Marcel set this up beautifully. Obviously, he couldn't have gone into Path to Greatness. He couldn't have gone into Height of Mastery last turn because he only has 4 cards in the drop. But because those Whis and that Cronoa is just sitting on board as defense, now if his opponent starts trying to pressure, not only is he defending himself, but he's building his yard. So once he builds his yard up to 7, then he's going to be able to have the Sparking 7 to activate for the Path to Greatness, and then he's going to be able to finish him off with a Height of Mastery. But he's going to be in a perfect position to do that, whether his opponent applies pressures to him this turn and he uses them on defense, or if he just uses them on offense during his own turn. So he's going to shoot off a Cronoa in order to defend himself, defend his life, and that's going to bring him up to 5 cards in drop. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way for his opponent to stop Marcel to go up to 7 cards in drop in order to use that Path to Greatness level up. Yeah, his opponent's just going to play another blocker and pass the turn, so not too shabby. He's got a bunch of defense to make sure that he doesn't lose completely to a Height of Mastery. But we'll see. I mean, Height of Mastery has triple strike and dual attack, so it could already attack 2 times. And the leader, the Broly, can actually restand any battle card, or any card actually, in general. It could restand an energy or anything. Ooh, and a Flying Nimbus comes down for the opponent. Marcel thinking about pulling the trigger on the Battering. If he pulls the trigger on the Battering right now, then it's almost over unless his opponent also has a Battering. But maybe he's just going to let his opponent resolve that Nimbus, discard a card, kind of drop him to cards in hand, and because that puts 3 cards in his drop now. He needs Sparking 7 to activate the Height of Mastery next turn. His opponent still needs to lose a lot of cards and able to make that actually resolve. So Marcel's going to take his second to last attack for the turn with Broly. He's going to draw a card and see if he wants to continue dumping, but it looks like his opponent has another negate, and he's going to go ahead and use that now in Time Magic. Ooh, Marcel taking this opportunity to Bad Ring Laser. Wow. Heads up play. Marcel keeping that Bad Ring to make sure that he can actually use it on something else and not preemptively on the Flying Nimbus. That's insane. So good. All right. And that's a block. Because remember, it goes negates, autos, blocks. So when Marcel attacks with his leader, his opponent can negate, Marcel can negate the negate, and then we move on to autos, then we move on to blocks. Ooh, Height of Mastery comes down. And Marcel's going to take this opportunity to go all in. Does his opponent have a response? He's sitting there with Shigesh, but unfortunately that is not going to work because Cronoa was played. And that's going to be a lot of combo power. I don't think his opponent can possibly out-combo that. I'm not even going to bother counting. But the opponent does have, what, is that 4 super combos I see? But one of them is, or 2 of them are Shigesh, so I don't know. Yeah, his opponent's just going to be like, okay, I didn't draw anything. Game. Marcel with the win. Beautifully executed, huge attack. Just garnered all his resources, put it all into one big creature. Baited out all the negates from his opponent. Set up his graveyard perfectly for the sparking. Had the Bad Ring, of course. Bad Ring's always the magic, that magic sealer to make sure that you can actually clutch that win from your opponent. Get through all those negates. Marcel I don't know if his team takes it, but Marcel takes it. All he needs from his teammates is to both win, and they are one win away from securing a national championship finals invite.